and the university at large. He has over 200 publications with 4 engineering patents. This is a great feat. Thank you very much for all these that we have attained so far, Prof. He served as Oyo State delegate at the 2014 National Conference and also as the resident electoral commissioner in Ekiti, Ogun, and Osun states. Prof has been a member and has served in various capacities, including the MSSN and beyond over 4 decades. He has been very much involved in volunteering services. He was the Amir of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, University of Ibadan, and President Imam Islamic Society in Newcastle, and a national officer of Federation of Student Islamic Society in the United Kingdom. He is still serving in various capacities in a number of Islamic organizations within and outside the country. Prof is a registered engineer with the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, and he is also a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and also a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Agricultural Engineers and a member of the American Society of Agricultural and Biological Engineers. Prof is married and blessed with children. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Prof, we are very much delighted to have you on board. Just before I leave the floor to you to continue, sir, as the flyer depicts, the title of our discussion today is the role of mentorship in fostering academic success. So Prof will be discussing this with us, and just provide a little bit of intro about it. Mentorship plays a pivotal role in academic success by providing guidance, motivation, and personalized support. A good mentor helps students navigate challenges. It assists such students also set goals and unlock their potential. So by providing all these support, it results into transforming obstacles into opportunities for growth. By sharing knowledge and fostering confidence through the mentorship, the process bridges the gap between ambition and achievement, therefore creating a foundation for lifelong learning and success. So it's going to be a great topic that I believe is going to enrich us in one way or the other, and also assist us to navigate our day-to-day activities as academics. Prof, the floor is yours, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you, sir. Prof, you see you are muted at the moment, sir. Can you please unmute?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I think I have the right to share my screen.
Yes, sir. 100%, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm sorry you may be hearing some little background noise. It's because I'm having a very important meeting that clashes with this. So, but I've excused myself from there. Well, I'm to discuss the role of mentorship in fostering academic success. The little I had the moderator saying, just that I just overheard, is one of the impressions that I actually want to correct, because we have a very different, and I can say an archaic notion about mentorship, especially in the developing countries. We hinge everything over what we call success, which is right. We should actually talk about success, but our own concept of success is actually different from what success is. Success, in most cases, is centered around prosperity. But when we are talking of academic success and we are talking of academic achievements, they are more of humanity than prosperity. A lot of people are finding it difficult to actually um, agree with that. And that's why I will start my discussion based on the Islamic perspective, if I'm permitted to do that, because I don't know whether there are also non-Muslims. Of course, it will be of good use to them as well. And when it is not based on that, then you will always have problems. That's usually um, so we need to know that academically, humanity is actually very, very uh, important, and that's what Islam also preaches. So, but let me just move on with the discussion for today. Uh, Now, first of all, we have some guiding principles in Islam as far as mentorship is concerned. Islam usually is based on value. And so when we talk of mentorship in Islam, it's based on mutual respect. I'm still going to come and define mentors and mentorship. But let's just quickly look at these ones, then we'll see where I'm going. I've indicated a verse here, which I'm going to quote last towards the end, the conclusion of these guiding principles in Islam. Uh, as far as mentorship is concerned, it's based on mutual respect, empathy, and sense of responsibility towards others' well-being and growth. Uh, and it's basically on knowledge and teaching, as Allah said in the Quran, and corroborated by the Prophet is on some of the quotations that I've put there. It has to do with compassion and patience. I will ask some questions very soon, which, of course, I will want us to look at and see whether you actually agree with some of the answers that we are giving to such questions. Uh, for a mentor, you must have very good understanding and must care for people as far as Islam is concerned. You must know that it is because his mentee needs guidance. There are some things that he's struggling with, may not be serious problems, but of course, just needs serious guidance and then need to be guided to the right way. And so, we must be gentle with them and speak with good words. Communication is very, very important. Now, our prophet is our model. He was a mentor. You can call him the ultimate mentor in Islam. He was sent as a messenger. Of course, that makes him a mentor. If Allah sent somebody to us, of course, he has come to actually teach us a number of things, and we should look at him as a model to guide us on all the various aspects of our life, spiritually, personally, socially, intellectually, and he was also compassionate. We learned a lot of things about our lives, our homes, politically from the Prophet. A mentor by Islam must respect people and he must be accountable. He must guide people towards good deeds and righteousness. And he must foster growth in faith and character. Now, these are the questions. Who is a mentor? Is a mentor a boss? I think we should be noting this and then now see. But maybe at the end of the day, a mentor can be classified as a boss. Is he a boss? Is he a guide? A mentor, is it a cheat? Now he must always just, whatever he says and whatever he wants must be done. And a mentor just be taking advantage of people. Is a mentor expected to be bragging? Oh, AbdulGaniy is my boy. Is that the expectation from a mentor? Must a mentor be a domineering person? You see, these are some of the things that we misunderstand. And mostly in the developing country, especially the way we have taken religion, ethnicity, and many other things. Must a mentor be sentimentally attached? For example, many of us believe because somebody like me, I feel he has been guiding me. And so, because I'm a Muslim and he's also a Muslim, he has gotten a job for me. So, he's my mentor. He has sentimental attachment to me. That's why he has done that. What he has done for me may actually not in any way lead to my success. I'm still coming back to that word, success. But I will be, for life, be attached to such a person. And wrongly, I will take him to be a mentor. And so everything you say, in fact, at some point, I had issues with my colleagues when they called my supervisor because of the kind of attachment that I had with him. He's a Catholic. Say, that's your mentor. I tell them he is not my mentor, he's a person that I respect. There's a difference between the two. Even though eventually, by the time I was delivering my inaugural lecture, I classified him as one of my mentors because he did mentor me. But I did not want Nigerians to be calling somebody my mentor. So, and when they tried to clarify, he said, why do you say it's not my mentor? I said, your own definition of mentor is different from my own definition of mentorship. To most people in the developing countries, a mentor cannot be questioned. They go and ask him. I question him a lot. I tell him, I correct him, I say, Oga, what you are doing is not right. In most cases, you take your mentor as your semi-god in the developing country. Because that person must be providing a framework for your personal development. He must be building you. He must provide leadership for you. Is that person doing it sincerely or sentimentally? So, these are some of the issues. I'm not yet where you expect me to be, but eventually we will be there, inshallah. Now, so we can see what I've shown here, and then the write-ups. A Muslim, that's the verse that I've quoted, called the guiding principle. A Muslim will see Allah's provision as opportunities for good and not for amusement alone. So your mentor will guide you to this and will teach you by example most of the time when necessary. So Allah says, وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ إِنْ يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنَّ وَإِنْ هُمْ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. That we must not follow the multitude or the majority of people on earth. That's what we do these days. Because people are doing something, you want to do it. And I will give you an example of that as far as mentorship is concerned. Why? Because they will lead us away from Allah's path. Because people follow idle fancies, they indulge in conjectures, lies, and so many things. Take the social media, for example. When we get there, you must publish or perish. That is the slogan in the academic. And everybody rushes to do that. You are all rushing to do that. Whereas that is not correct. Yes, literally is correct. If you don't publish, promotions, you know, and the advancement are based on that. But must we just be publishing, which is what we are doing now? We are just publishing. We are just publishing. How many people in the academics today can lay claim to say and be bold to say, I'm a specialist in this area? I'm known for this. If we are doing that, especially developing countries, we ought to have developed so many things would have worked, but we are just following that slogan. If you don't publish, you perish. And so the slightest thing that we do like this, we quickly go and publish, whether it is conclusive or not. Of course, that's what our mentors are telling us. They want to see us grow. We don't just have to grow, we must grow correctly. And so, see the picture on the right. An entrepreneur sees opportunities where others only see problems. You can see what that man has done. And that's what that verse is teaching us. Everybody, you are using their umbrellas in the normal way. So, majority of we are just following the majority. But look at the entrepreneur. I liken that person to be a Muslim. I liken that person to be a mentor. To show others that this rain is not just that the rain must not beat you. Yes, I will teach you the way the rain will not beat you, and also the way we are going to take advantage of that rain. And so he became a rain collector, water collector. Probably in this place, water is scarce, and everybody is wasting the water. So that's what a mentor will do to you, to tell you when there are opportunities. You don't follow the multitude of people because everybody does things this way. And this is the standard. Sometimes standard may not be the correct standard. Of course, some people actually work to develop those standards. And so, what says that there can be new inventions, that others can also come up with another standard, and then come up in their research. And so, a mentor is the one who will tell you the limit, who will guide you to it, and is not even waiting for anything, no appreciation, no nothing, no whatever. And so he will not brag. Remember those questions. He will not brag. He will not take advantage of you. He only wants you to, and he will guide you to that correct thing. This is another role of a mentor. You can see this picture. The man has several ladders, and he wants to look at what is happening at the other side. I will quote a senator. A visually impaired senator in Kenya, Senator Azige. She said, if all you see is what you see, then you have not seen anything. That she is visually impaired, but she can see more than what you are seeing. Most of you, you do not have problems. You do not have. You are not visually impaired, but you are not seeing anything. Meanwhile, in front of me, I'm seeing my system, but he says your system is not what you are supposed to see. If that is all what you are seeing, then you are not seeing anything. And so it can be, likened to a hunter who has only one arrow, and he sees a prey, and he just shot. What other arrow will he use if he misses that prey? So he has to be very careful. And so the other quotation that is also there. When you have resources, you must use that resource productively. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it must be used by others. This man has several ladders, and he's trying to see what is behind the wall. Has he made good use of the ladders? No. You only need just one of those ladders, and he has put almost about maybe 50 ladders up together, piling them up, just to see what is happening at the other side. Mentor to guide you. To do that. We the world, and so the arrows of the world. Our those who have seen quite a number of things to guide us to how we will eventually get to where we're going without any string attached. Otherwise, like this, and that's what you're right. Maybe they don't even know themselves that the ladders just only one is needed. And so the mentees, in most cases, many are also not even ready. By the time we do go into the definitions of that. And so we are now coming to mentorship. It is a relationship in which or knowledgeable people called a mentor provides guidance. Please take note of those words: guidance, support, and advice to the less experienced knowledgeable individual that is called a mentee or a protege. The relationship is typically focused on helping the mentee. Please take note, helping the mentee to develop and navigate challenges and achieve their personal and professional goals, which is not just prosperity. Those personal and professional goals are tied around humanity. The abnormal thing that we do, like I've said, especially in the developing countries, I've been specific about Nigeria. We look at a mentor as a respected and a perfect person who can never make a mistake. Mentees are now acting as just followers, follow. This man has directed me to do this and I do it, whether it is right or it is not right. This is perish. Then high impact and ask, can we just, what are these high impact journals? We'll be talking of Taylor series, whatever series, and that series. I'll give an example. I don't know whether there's quite a number of my audience who finished in Unilag. So Adekola of blessed memory, one time a deputy vice chancellor at the University of Lagos. I once worked with him when I was an associate lecturer in one of the universities, and he was also a contract lecturer then. I think by then he had retired, and so we used to meet midweek when I do go to that university to teach, and he will also come as well as a contractor, whatever. We almost always stay in the same hotel. So one night he just called me and said, "Young man, I could see that you are a very potential academic." And then we got discussing, and he showed me something. He said, "I got these publications from Kenya to assess this person for professorship." And he sent only 6 papers. And when I looked at the 6 papers, he said, I did not hesitate to recommend the person to be promoted to a professor. So when he gave me the papers, I looked at it, engineering. Oh, it's electrical. He said, that is signal process. This person in electrical engineering was publishing with somebody in the Department of theater arts who specializes in music. And they were just analyzing some musical instruments. Nothing electrical, nothing electronics, just, and he said this person has actually solved the problem with all these 6 papers, very conclusive, stage by stage of the content. We are not talking of the subject. We assume once a journal is good, the content will be okay. For those who have experienced it, I don't know whether I actually included, yes, I included it. I'm going to come to that. Some people have published before, you find out that what happened to this man is what is going to happen. That object in the ocean is your high impact journal. And so you have sent something that you are very, very expectant that something is going to come out of it. But because what you have done is local, you get the kind of disappointment that you are getting in the fourth picture there. We are sorry, we cannot publish this paper. Would an high impact journal publish a paper that is just talking of a drum, a gidigo, if they don't look at it critically? Most especially if it is sent to somebody that is a racist. And so, in the developing countries, those are the journals that we actually rely on. So, but if you get somebody to mentor you, who will tell you that a journal that is based at the Elenla University they will give these to people who are local people who appreciate it, and then they also know the international standards, and then they will give you, a very constructive criticism and suggest things through which you can actually improve, and that will contribute extremely to knowledge. But our definition, high impact, and then so we are not talking of offshore, onshore, this and that, each index and that index, and our own local journals, our own local publishers are actually not highly rated. And the standards are set with foreign, standards, which we should actually move away from. When we come to some solutions, we will look at that our local educational sector, regional educational sectors should also, mentor people as far as that one is concerned. We should set some standards that will also be standards for people from other places as well, to promote our own local and regional development as well. Be appreciated, and people keep getting, frustrated. So, publish or perish, humanity or business. Putting unnecessary pressure on us in the academics, whereas we can actually promote a number of our local and regional content. So, again, mentorship is a relationship in which a more experienced person will give guidance, will give support, will give advice to a less experienced and knowledgeable mentee. And that will involve developing the skills, navigating the challenges, and achieving their personal and professional goals. I'm repeating this. So a mentor is somebody that is guiding you. It's not somebody that is just feeding you. Just because you are getting many papers under that person does not mean he's actually guiding you. That person may be selfish. He actually just wanted to get a number of publications out, and he's just using you. So at the end of the day, I like the system at the University of Lagos where, and then I think University of Port Harcourt and a few other universities where before you even become a professor, you have to come and defend your publications, orally. Face a panel, yes, to know whether this work was done by you, actually. These are some of the kind of standards that the educational sector, the ministry, and the National University Commission should actually promote, so that we can guide and support people. Well, as far as the support is concerned, whoever gives us financial support is the only person that we know has given a support. We should also move away from that. Okay. When we get to the type of mentorship as well, we will see whether is it only your supervisor or your direct colleagues that should be your mentor. Mentorship transcends beyond that. So we will see that. My talk looks disjointed, but by the time I'm bringing them together, you will see what the roles of a mentor is in an academic, the academic sector. So the key elements of mentorship. I've been talking of the guidance, and guidance. Okay? So a mentor is expected to provide insights, advice, and suggestions to help the mentee navigate their challenges and goals. Like I said, the goals, please don't look at it as the number of publications. Don't look at it as just the promotion that you are having almost every 2 years. That's not achievement. You see people getting into the academics these days, especially in the universities, within 9 years, you become a professor. Yeah, fine, especially in the new universities. But are you truly professing anything? What can you lay your hands on to say, I'm a professor of this? When they wake you up, you'll just be talking. Even while you are sleeping, you can provide pieces of advice and you can tell us categorically clear that on this subject, I am a professor. So we are just answering that. And that's what many of us actually want these days. I'm not saying it is wrong for somebody to become a professor in 2 days, if that person merits it. But is that what is actually happening to us? And then secondly, the support. Intellectual support, professional support for the mentees to overcome the obstacles. That is the issue. It's not just for the mentee to just come out with publications or to just achieve something that others are achieving. No, not necessarily. Eventually, that is going to be the goal. That is going to be the outcome that the person is going to get. But that intellectual and the professional support must have been given such that that person is already, groomed. And you wake the person up, he's talking intellectually, he's talking professionally. Somebody has supported him to give him that. And the person is not even ready to say, I'm the one that actually guided him. I'm the one that provided that support. If it's necessary, yes. But in most cases, a mentor is not interested in that. He's only interested in ensuring that what the foundation that he laid is building on it through some other people who also build it on some others. And then so you see the trends just ongoing like that. A lot of people have actually left the system and then everything they know goes with them. Even those you feel that they have mentored don't even have continuity of what that person was known for because the mentorship was faulty. Goal set.
Hello, Prof. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Yeah, I just want to mention that
Yes,
we
sir.
have 10 more minutes for the discussion.
Okay, don't worry, I'm just going
All right,
to
thank you, sir.
Put everything together very soon. Okay, so when you are mentoring somebody, a mentee should also know that it's usually targeted at a particular goal. You have what you are focusing on. And so your mentor will guide you to focus on that. Then what will lead you to that is the skill development. Okay, the person is going to ensure that academically, technically, and personally you are developed to understand that skill. It's not confident. And so, because of that, there must always be feedback. both from the mentor to help the mentee and also from the mentee to ensure that the mentor is also happy about the development. So, in most cases, your mentor is your role model. If you have a mentor and you don't want to be like him, that person is not your mentor. And that's the way Allah has described the Prophet. He's our role model. So, the types of mentorship. This is where I'm coming now. Formal mentorship is what I've been saying all the while. The formal mentorship, the peer mentorship, those are the things that I've been saying. The informal mentorship. In this case, you may just not have anything in common at all. You have people within the system who would always, guide you and tell you something. I'll give you a personal example. There are people that I respected very well. When I was the director of the Management Information Systems Unit in my university, between 2005 and 2008. And by 2008, I got an offer to do my sabbatical in Germany. But the Vice Chancellor is interested in me doing a second term. Said we are enjoying the achievement, we are improving, and so I'm giving you a second term. I said, okay, but I want to go for sabbatical. I want to develop. And so he said, there's no problem. There's no problem. So I left his office. 2 days after, I met some of the people that I respected very well. And one of them saw me, he called, young man, come. I learned you want to go on sabbatical. He just said, please be wise, please be wise, please be wise. He didn't say more than that. So I went back home. I sat over it, I ruminated, and I digested it, that they are saying, if you are being respected, respect yourself as well. That's what it means. So I shelved my sabbatical. That's why I told you, it is not about prosperity. It is not about the money. It is not about what you are going to get. It is about what you are going to contribute to humanity. So I did the second term. He never said, if the Vice Chancellor is respecting you, please respect yourself. He just said, be wise, be wise, be wise. Never told me, go. He didn't say, don't go. That's an informal one. The man didn't belong to my department. He was not in my faculty, just a professor within the university, a gray-haired person. I didn't have a single gray hair then. But I also sat and ruminated over it. Peer mentorship, your colleagues can also be your mentor. And then group mentorship, usually within a group. So, in the academics, the emotional and psychological support is very, very important. Okay, and then the personalized guide, especially by the peer group, and then the official mentors. In the academic skill development, a lot of people will suggest things to you. Some of your mentors will suggest things to you. They may be difficult, but if they have to do with skill development, take note that they are actually mentoring. A mentor will not force you to do anything. A mentor will just advise you. So when somebody is calling you and telling you, this is good, that's this and that and whatever, and you kept on saying, but I have these problems, I have these obstacles, I have this and that. You may just say, well, that's no problem. He will just keep quiet. But he has done what he wanted to do, to let you know that you need to develop. So he has provided that guidance. Sometimes your mentor will network you and then will link you for resource access. I want to do this experiment, I want to interview these people and whatever. I will just tell you, why don't you go to Zozo, take my card and this and that. Some people you just have to be begging and begging and begging before. A good mentor would network you, is ready to help you to get what you want with no string attached. and then motivate you with a lot of inspiration. It will inspire you to get what you want. But don't forget to provide constructive feedback. When you go and you come back as a mentee, provide feedback so that you can get more. Then a mentor will talk to you with confidence. You must also develop that self-confidence as well as a mentee. Otherwise, uh, that your mentor would, of course, be frustrated and then you'll be disappointed. And make sure you build a long-term relation. I have a mentor. I haven't been to his house for the past 25 years. I don't know his house. But the man will always ensure that he got in touch with me. I will also get in touch. So it was just an office affair. But many of us, we believe it is only when we are going to their houses and whatever. Mentorship transcends beyond that. It's not. It doesn't necessarily mean that you must have personal relationship that will eventually get anybody that is interested in your development will not mind whether you know him or you don't know him. Okay, and so please be accountable and you should cultivate a critical life skill. I don't want to exceed my time. I believe the little I have said goes beyond just publishing, goes beyond just somebody that is having emotional attachment or sentimental attachment, religious, ethnic, and whatever. Mentorship transcends that. Whether you have differences ethnically or religiously, a person that will mentor you will actually eventually mentor you. Those who are now having all those emotional attachments, you can see the result in our universities and institutions these days. Some places have become religious, institutions when they are actually not supposed to be so. And so at the end of the day, we are not getting the expected results from them. So we need to be very, very careful. So please, the most important thing, as far as the academic is concerned, is anybody that is not developing you skill, is not providing or guiding you to where you get resources and intellectual, you know, develop intellectual competence, those are not your mentors. They are just people who have some attachment with you, or some people that you have taken as mentors. It's only just because you respect them and they are actually not offering whatever you want, them to offer to you. But we must also, like I said earlier at the beginning, ensure that our own definition of success, goal getting, should not be just on prosperity. So success in the academics is about what you have actually contributed to knowledge, what you have contributed to the development of humanity. Thank you very much.
Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much, Prof, for this wonderful talk. We really appreciate it, sir. Just before I ask about people who have questions or comments to make, I would like to just briefly discuss what Prof has mentioned. So Prof started with um, providing the guiding principle in Islam as it relates to mentorship, which is a very good foundation that I believe everybody would allude to, that is very important. And relating it back to our religion, that, yeah, our religion have also mentioned a whole lot about this. And then Prof go ahead to ask some series of questions that, is a mentor like a boss or someone that guide? Is it someone that cheats or someone that brags that I have this sentimental attachment with you? You have to do this for me if you like it or not, without any you providing feedback. So these are important questions that every one of us who is involved in mentoring people or who is a mentee to try and take into consideration, and then such is going to assist in directing our course, inshallah. So further to that is also some important notes that I believe is also a take home for every one of us to ponder about. Prof did mention that you don't have to grow, but you must grow right. We don't just have to publish, we just don't have to people seeing us here and there, but we must ensure that we contribute to humanity, and academic success goes beyond just publishing, just getting grants, etc. In addition to that, again, is that a mentor is someone who will not force you to do anything. We only suggest or advise you according to what Prof mentioned. So mentorship transcends beyond just academic success as it relates to prosperity, but it is more of contributing more to humanity and ensuring all-round success. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for every one of us. I mean, so should you have questions to ask Prof, kindly please drop it on the chat box. However, also if you can wishes to talk directly, you can raise your hand, then I can call upon you to say your question. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I have a question right here in the chat box. Someone
Okay.
said, Jazakallah khairan, Prof. As a PhD student in the United States of America, is my advisor necessarily my mentor? That is the first question. Is it okay to seek another professor in the university or field for mentorship, for research and my career? It's like a two-way question in a way, yeah. Is that fine or should I
Okay.
cover it again, Prof?
Yeah. I've noted it.
Okay, great. Yeah. So do you also have,
Okay, I should answer that one first.
yes, because I don't see any other
Yes. Yeah,
now.
thank you very much. Your
Yeah.
advisor can actually be your mentor if he has all those qualities that we are talking of. And he can just be your advisor. He just does his work, what they have asked him to do to guide you on how to do your research, and that's all. He may not even be a mentor at all. He may not qualify as a mentor. But for us, we will say, oh, he's an academic mentor. He's just your supervisor. He may not be a mentor. If you have a mentor, even when you make mistakes and you get there and things are not good, he will not shout at you. We just, oh, gentlemen, please sit down. You see, don't you see this and this? You see, he will talk gently to you. He's supposed to guide you. He will guide you. He will never get angry with you, no matter what you do, because he wants you to be in his position. That tomorrow, let's say you are from Africa and you have gone to the United States, a mentor will train you in such a way that tomorrow when you are back in Africa and there is anything to be done, he can tell you, please go to Raji at the University of Ibadan. I can vouch chief because he has actually done everything that he needed to do. He has reproduced himself. That's a mentor. He's not somebody who just trained you just to get a PhD. The two of them are different. Your mentor will train you to get a PhD, and at the same time, he has reproduced himself, or even somebody better than himself. So that's the difference. When somebody is not doing what will make you be like him or even better than him, he's not your mentor. He's just your supervisor. Are we getting the point now? But
Yes,
there is
Prof. Yeah.
no harm. You don't have to fight such a person. He's doing what he has been asked to do. You have paid school fees, or somebody has paid your school fees, and then the university has gotten the money, he's getting his salary, and so he has trained you. Fine. You need not fight with him. So
So
it's
in
not
addition to
compulsory
that,
that.
okay, yeah.
And
I'm
then
with you.
secondly, the
Yeah.
second one was that should we seek for a mentor? In
Yes,
fact,
yes.
in most cases, you don't ask somebody to be your mentor. Somebody you just see the potential in you and then start acting like a mentor to you. But if you go and you say, I want you to mentor me, if that person has the quality of mentorship, you will understand. There's no harm in it. Are we getting the point now? There's no harm in it.
Yes,
But
Prof.
mentors are self-made. They are not usually requested. I
Jazakallah
hope
khairan. Yeah.
that satisfies us.
Yes, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. And I hope that is okay with the person that asked the question too.
Okay, yeah, that's actually what I mean.
Okay, yeah. So in addition to that, Prof, there's another person on the call who raised their hand. They would like to speak orally.
Okay.
Last, I don't know if you are, can you please unmute?
Thank you. Prof. Thank you very much for an insightful session. So the last question just answered spurred me to ask this question. So I have seen around over the years that some people actually request that people pay them to be mentored. So I can pay someone who I've never met in my life, for example, a certain amount of money to be part of the person's mentees. I just want to know what your opinion on this is. Because sometimes when I see these things, I just personally find them absurd. But then people do it. Or maybe they'll say, oh, this person is a very famous, popular somebody and whatever, and then they're paying the person to mentor them. What's your opinion on this, sir? Thank you.
It's not a matter of opinion. You have answered the question. It's very, very absurd and very, very wrong. You don't pay somebody to mentor you. Somebody should not request for anything to mentor. What gives him the surety that he has the quality of a mentor? Because when you pay for something, you must get that thing. Are we getting the points now? A mentor is self-made. He knows
Yes, sir.
I can mentor somebody. And so he's not even going to brag outside to say I mentored him. Anybody who does that is just somebody who doesn't understand what he's doing.
Well noted, sir.
What
Thank
In
I'm
the
you.
real
saying,
in the real sense, I said reality and then what operates. They are two different things.
yes.
They are two different things. The reality is a mentor is self-made and he will do everything just for the progress of people.
Thank you very much, Prof. So we also have another question. I'm going to take one from the chat box now before going back to those who are raising their hand. So the person, sir, what are possible ways to improve academic publishing in the Nigerian landscape? So then the person go forward to make an example of, I once got a request to review an article for a journal and made some suggestions for improvement. To my surprise, the article proceeded to publication without making the suggested changes. While reviewers suggested changes are not obligations, but providing a rebuttal for not making the suggestion would have been helpful to both reviewer and author. I know this happens everywhere, so just citing an example. So, Prof, what can you say about ways that we can improve academic publishing in our Nigerian landscape?
Thank you very much. I mentioned that while I was speaking, that the educational sector, the universities, the Ministry of Education, all the stakeholders in education, we need to actually set some standards. But the way standards are set here, they are also politically motivated somehow. In the University of Ibadan, we call such journals Agbo journals. If I can call them Akoka journals, I think that would be right, Abi.
Yes, Prof.
What is the other? Because Agbo is the area that is directly opposite the university, and it's a local area, so we call them Agbo journals. There are quite a number of them here. What do we call them in the academics? Some of these journals, pay today and you will be your paper will be published tomorrow. Predatory journals.
Predatory, yeah.
Are you getting the point?
Yeah, predatory journalism.
So
Yeah.
most journals are like that. So and idea sometimes maybe millennium, maybe 2000 and whatever, when some people are actually applying for professorship, and then you just see volume one, number one, Raji et al. Volume one, number one, uh, Aderolu Raji et al. I will have like 6 papers in volume one, number one. Okay, volume two, volume one, number two, another 6 papers. And so you're expecting like 20 papers, and by the time I present about 3 volumes, and then the papers are complete and whatever, and things like that, and then you become a professor, and then 2 years after, that journal is no more existing. Those are the kind of journals where they will send things like that to you because they are just more interested in either using it for promotion, the editor himself, or is just a publishing house that is just waiting for money. I will have shown you something. I published a paper in 2005, and in 2010, it was on the role of ICT, part of ICT or something like that in agriculture. And 2010, I was just browsing and I saw another paper. So something like that in Nigeria. And then I saw something like that, the title in India, and everything verbatim. Verbatim. The things that changed there are just Nigeria changed to India. And maybe the name of some states changed to some states in India. So when I raised, of course, I can actually show it, only that I will have to, I don't really, before I would browse through the folders, it may take some time. Now, when I raised that issue in the faculty, somebody just came back from India. And he told me when I was leaving for India, somebody gave me some amount of money to pay for a journal there to publish his paper. And when he got there, he decided to go to that publishing house, and he found out that it was a kiosk by the roadside. So that's why we need to be careful. That's why we need mentors. Are we getting the point now? People who actually have experience about, so it's not just because you have seen a very fascinating name and you have seen a publication that is very, very, fascinating, good colors, good design and whatever. It may just be somebody sitting down in a sitting room. There's nothing wrong with that. There are so many publishing houses, so many companies that are well known, that will do thorough jobs, but their company is just one room in somebody's flat, but doing a very good job. Registered, well known, and you send papers to well known, researchers who will do thorough jobs on them. Unlike this one that you are talking of, they have collected their publication fees and then they will just publish. Especially that the person, you haven't seen our colleagues writing the journal publishers. I need this thing for promotion next month. Why will you be telling a publisher to quickly publish your work if that publishing house is not delaying your papers unnecessarily? You sent a paper today, you are troubling the person next week. So are we getting the point now? So these are some of the issues. Then okay, so the possible ways by which you can improve our academic publications personally is for you to ensure that you ask your mentors or people that are well guided about the type of journals that are well known, both locally and internationally, where you can publish, and work towards that. Okay, so don't work towards promotions only. Work towards producing things that will contribute to knowledge. If your paper takes 2 years to publish, there's nothing wrong in it, even though we don't pray for things like that. Okay, but make sure that at any point in time you can actually defend what is there. That's the most important thing. So, and it starts with your research design. So publication is actually not the starting point. It is the research design. In fact, not even the design, the conceptualization. The conceptual, even before you start at all. You can do these things, then you have conceptualized, you must have good justification leading to very focused objectives, and then now your research design. Once all those ones are done properly, and then your methodology is good, you get very good result that you can discuss. By the time you come out with a publication, a write-up from it, you will also be satisfied, and there's no journal that you will send it to. They will rather, instead of criticizing, they will give you comments on how to improve on some of those things. That's the most important.
Jazakallah khair, Prof. Very well noted. So there's also another person raising their hand, Professor Dr. Ademola Aderolu. You can please unmute your mic and speak.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe to be formal or informal. In-law, thank you for the.
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you for the talk. A very, very beautiful
I will
one.
also not ask you to prostrate. Oh.
No problem. Yeah. How do you separate emotion from professionalism? For example, there are times when you get too attached to your mentees, like you have trained them, you have mentored them, and it's like you have thrown yourself in them. Now, when they disappoint, how can you help yourself not to get broken down? For example, a mentee you have trained, don't collect money from your own student, don't do this, don't sleep with your student, or don't join the academic politics, and you see them doing it. How do you let go and not get broken by the disappointment received? Somebody in whom you've invested so much. That's one. Two, then a mentee that you drag, pulled, and he or she remain lazy, especially in the area of publication. What do you do not to be broken? Because you're sure you have invested enough of your time and energy in such, and you are not getting results.
Thank you very much. You as a mentor have said it. There's no string attached. You've done yours, and when such a person is doing, let's take everything together. All those things that you have mentioned. You continue working on them without expecting much from them. Those who are moving, you put in more effort on those ones. There is no way, it is not every time that you get results from your effort. Some will be disappointments to you. And so it's well known. But you don't get pissed off because of them. They are the prodigal sons. You just put it that way. But that is not to say that you push them off. You continue. But you make sure that as a mentor, they don't tarnish your image, especially like those ones that you say they collect money from this and that and whatever. But you keep guiding them and trying to discourage them from getting involved in all those things. There's nothing one can do about those who want to be prodigals. There's nothing. I have on the personal attachment. I have somebody who's very, very close to me that is doing, that was doing his PhD with me. He found it difficult to separate our closeness and his supervision and my mentorship. So he just came to my house and said, over food, we were so close. Family became so close, and now said, I want to finish this year. I said, yes, you can finish if you do your job. Okay, but I said, see my comment. It's not difficult. Just see my comment. I've told you what to do. I gave pieces of advice. I've guided you on what to do. I will not compromise quality for your closeness. So you put your feet down. It's not a fight. It's that I want to see you, being a very successful person. And eventually he got used to that system. And he buckled up. Today, he's thanking himself, thanking me, and thanking God for listening. So, but those who will not listen will not listen. You don't have to waste your time on them, but you don't leave them. But make sure
Prof,
your image.
if I may quickly chip in this, is there any, how do we differentiate between being strict and being seen as wicked?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, the very first verse that I quoted, that we must, communication is very, very important. There is also what we call, individual attitude. For me, me, I will always speak softly. For some people, they cannot speak softly. but it doesn't mean that they are angry or they are wicked. No. But as a mentor, when you start mentoring people, you have to learn how to control your emotions. Sometimes the way we communicate will indicate that this person is seriously angry, is a wicked person. No. So when you know that your emotions will be misunderstood, you have to control yourself at that particular point in time. And if you don't, then thereafter, when you realize, you call the person back and let him know. Otherwise, you will be tagged as being wicked. And some cannot stomach that, they will run away. And so he wants correction, but he doesn't really understand what you are telling him or her at that particular point in time. So you have to be patient with such a person. You don't expect that a PhD student will understand. He may not understand at once. So in developing country, if you don't want to be wicked, you have to speak with a very low tone. The communication should show umayago. You must be patient with people. It's important, sir, that you must do that. Otherwise, you will be termed as wicked, and some will just run away. They can't cope with it, and there are potentials.
Jazakumullah khairan very much for the thank you very much for the feedback, sir. It is well appreciated. On a last note, there's a particular interesting question I also see here. So the person asks that how can we differentiate between a person wanting you to serve them and mentorship?
It's very easy.
Yeah.
I've just told you now when I was delivering the lecture. One of my first three mentors that I have, whom I listed when I was doing my inaugural lecture, it is only one of them that I know is out. And that is because he is a spiritual mentor. There is nothing I can do, we will definitely go to his house. And he doesn't even also always want us to come to his house. So somebody who is requesting, you must see me, you must this, you must that, you must that, that person is just trying to exploit you. There's no doubt about that. Anybody who wants to mentor you will not attach any string to his mentorship. Wherever you see him, he's okay with it. That's how you will know, is this person, does he want me to serve him or does he want to help me? You will definitely know. I'm not saying there is anything wrong in somebody wanting you to serve him. Well, if you agree, of course, somebody has asked the question, when somebody is requesting that you pay for mentorship, why should you pay for mentorship? Are we getting it now? So
Yes, Prof.
that's just it. So you definitely know once somebody is attaching string, you must be coming to my house, you must be coming to my office, you must be reporting. When I started my PhD, I was one of our senior professors. We dare not do anything between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. when he was in the office. Anything of your own. You just be sending us on errands. Do this, do that, or yeah, do this one, do that one, whatever. Carry my bag, take it to that person is somebody who needs a slave. He's not a mentor. So we usually stay between 5 and 8 p.m. in the office. Then, electricity was very regular, and then we work till late. And we must get to the office by 7 a.m. the following day to come and serve this person. So when I got my PhD, and I was sitting down in my office one day, they said, Professor Lagbaja said you should come. I said I was busy. I will see him later. He said, it's Prof that said you should come. I said, I have a PhD now. So I will see him later. So and he got the message. So since then, all those things stopped. So it's very simple. Don't just be rude to people. Very, very important.
Thank you so much, Prof. Jazakumullah khaira. We are very grateful for you honoring our invitation, as well as providing insightful talk and adequate responses to our questions. We really appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. So also on this note, for the participant, can they please join us for our next monthly discussion that will be happening later in the month? And we hope they are also going to join on time to avoid unnecessary waiting. And on this note, thank you so much for coming. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah.